rally in Karur, which has taken 41 lives. Multiple petitions that are being heard currently by the Madras High Court. In fact, TVK has formally sought an independent investigation requesting either the CBI or a SIT to be formed into the matter. In the meanwhile, anticipatory bail plea have also been filed for TVK leaders, including a plea by Vijay seeking emergency relief. That stands rejected. The Tamil Nadu police have been criticized for alleged bias, particularly for filing charges against TVK's General Secretary, but not against actor Vijay. Additionally, the Additional Advocate General informed the court that no political party will be permitted to hold rallies on highways until a SOP is formed. TVK has requested permission. In fact, this is what being informed that TVK had requested permission for the Karur rally between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. but the venue was chosen by the party itself, is what is being told to the court, trying to rubbish the claims by TVK that they were given a smaller venue and they did not have a say in selecting a particular venue for their rally. In fact, we have CNN News 18's Purnima Murli and Ananya joining us on this live broadcast. Coming to you first, Purnima, clearly the TVK wants a relief from the High Court, at least to ensure that no more arrests take place. In the meanwhile, the government putting out facts before the High Court.
Well, today there were at least 7 PILs that were filed before the vacation bench. TVK, however, we were waiting to see if TVK will also file its petition seeking a CBI probe into the Karur tragedy. However, TVK says that today they are only filing anticipatory bail petitions of 2 of their important leaders, TVK General Secretary Busi Anand and TVK Joint General Secretary CTR Nirmal Kumar. However, they did not move the court seeking a CBI inquiry just yet. The PILs were heard. Some of the interesting facts made by the Madurai bench include the fact that Tamil Nadu police should not allow any political party to hold rallies in national and state highways. They also said that lives matter, and when any political party is organizing rallies, they should ensure that proper arrangement is done, whether it's water distribution, food for those who are gathering for these political parties, and that only an SOP will be formed. Only after that can rallies take place, any political rally. So right now the focus will be to ensure that there is a standard operating procedure that will be formulated because that alone will help prevent such tragedy. So these are some of the important observations made in the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court. We'll have to wait and see when TVK moves court seeking an independent probe into this, because today the court dismissed petitions seeking CBI probe, said that the case and the investigation is still at a nascent stage and therefore there's no need for a CBI probe.
In fact, stay with us, Purnima. Quickly going across to Ananya now. Ananya, clearly the state government wants to put out all the facts, stating that the administration was not at fault and it was the organizer who had sought this venue and also the timing on when they wanted to hold this rally.
Well, absolutely. The Additional Advocate General coming up and saying very clearly that, a SOP, until the SOP is formed, no kind of a permission would be given out, and the state government would leave no stone unturned in order to show that, it is not their fault, but the fault of, in fact, the organizers who have actually, organized this particular rally, which is the TVK. And TVK also taking its own steps, as Purnima was pointing it out, that, the Madurai bench will be hearing, in fact, the anticipatory bail petition by the TVK leaders in order to seek a protection from arrest as far as the Karur Stampede is concerned. Though a very, very important development that has occurred at the Madurai bench of the High Court is that the High Court too has very categorically voiced that the political parties should actually provide for clean drinking water and proper sanitation and parking facilities to the attendees of these particular rallies, and in fact has voiced for a SOP to be formed. However, with regards to the SOP, the Madurai bench did not go much into it because it is already being heard by the principal bench of the Madras High Court, and hence said that these petitions should be transferred there. As far as the CBI investigation in this case is concerned, it was very categorically said by the court that the investigation at this particular point of time is at a very, very nascent stage, and those who had knocked the doors of the Madras High Court's Madurai bench were people who were not connected with the incident. They were not the victims of that particular incident, and hence they had no locus per se to seek a CBI investigation until there are people who were a victim of this tragedy approached the Madras High Court. Then only with this the Madras High Court would actually go into it. So whether or not a CBI probe would be there in the Karur Stampede tragedy is something the Madras High Court at this stage has said no. But later, if at all victims come up or there is some kind of a faulty investigation that the Madras High Court sees, then there might be different orders coming in from the Madras High Court. But at this particular point of time, the matter goes before, in fact, the principal bench of the Madras High Court, and all the petitions seeking, in fact, a CBI probe have been turned down by the Madurai bench itself.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ananya and Purnima, for joining us with all those details. Shifting